Hey guys, coming at you today with an easy breakfast burrito recipe. It has some smothered potatoes, some onions, some eggs, and even some smoked sausage. And I'm using chicken andouille sausage. You can use any sausage you like, or you can even leave out the eggs because I've gotten some requests about an eggless breakfast. So as we go through the tutorial, just see how you would do it. And it's really like a no recipe, but I'm still going to write it down for you and put the links below. Check it out. Alright, we're going to first start off by dicing up our onion. We only need maybe 2-3 tablespoons at the most, and just give those a fine dice. When you have a recipe with so few ingredients, you want to make sure that you're using good ingredients, where all of them are bringing their own flavor to the table. I'm using white potatoes. You can also use a red potato and leave the skin on if you choose to, or a regular russet potato will do also. Just use what you have on hand. This is also one of the breakfasts that I make for myself before I go to work. And even sometimes to save time, I will make the potatoes at night, and you can just put them in an airtight container with a lid and refrigerate them, and then in the morning all you have to do is, microwave them. Really easy. Now I'm just going to dice up my chicken andouille sausage, preferably the same size or around the same size as the potatoes. We have our preheated skillet over about medium-high heat, and I'm going to go down with some extra virgin olive oil, and then we're going to go in with our diced onions. And we just want to sweat our onions for about 2-3 minutes. Then we're going to give them just a little bit of kosher salt. That's also going to help the onions sweat. And just give those a stir. Hopefully I'm making my father proud. This is how he makes his smothered potatoes and onions in the morning. But he doesn't wrap it up and make it into a burrito. He'll usually be having some bacon on the side, but that's another breakfast. So just go ahead and get all your potatoes and your onions coated with the extra virgin olive oil. You can either stir them or give them a nice toss. Y'all don't know how many messes I made trying to learn how to do that. One of the ways that you can get the potatoes to brown is really just to leave them alone for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then you'll give them a stir. And that way they'll brown on most of the sides. Now I'm just going to add some garlic. It's about 1 or 2 cloves. And then I'm going to add my andouille sausage. I'm just going to toss everything to mix it really well. Next, I'm going to use some of my house seasoning, which is Grand Diamond all-purpose seasoning. This time I'm using mild because I just want to change up a little bit. And the chicken andouille sausage is kind of spicy, so you don't need a lot of it. And then I'm going to add some turmeric, and the turmeric is going to give the potatoes this gorgeous golden color. And right now I'm liking turmeric in my rice and in my potatoes for some reason, so I'm just going to go with it. Clearly if you guys wanted to do a vegetarian version of this recipe, you would just simply leave the andouille sausage out. And I'm just going to put a lid on that to let those potatoes smother and become nice and tender. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and whisk up my eggs. And if you don't want to use whole eggs, go ahead and use your egg whites. Not a problem at all. This is a great breakfast to throw together before the kids go to school. That way you can kind of have some control over what they're eating, and you know that they've had a good breakfast before their day has started. And then, like I said earlier, you can always do the potatoes and the meat the night before, cool it down, put an airtight container, pop it in the microwave for like maybe 30 seconds, and then just make your eggs fresh. Now we're going to use the same pan with some of the residual oil that's left in the pan, and I'm just going to saute up some spinach. Spinach is a nice addition to eggs for me. You don't have to use the spinach, but I just like it. It gives my eggs a nice flavor and a beautiful color. And we're just going to saute up the spinach until it wilts. And then at this point you need to decide whether you have enough oil in the pan. If you do, go ahead and make your eggs. If you don't, I added about, maybe about a half a teaspoon of butter. It's not a lot. I just needed some more oil in the pan so that the eggs could glide across easily. Go ahead and add your eggs in. And at this point, the heat is only about medium. When you cook eggs, you want to kind of do it gently. You don't want the fire so high, you know, that it's going to burn the eggs as soon as you put them in. So just cook your eggs kind of gently over medium heat. Even though it looks like I'm going for an omelet, I'm really not. I'm just not scrambling the eggs. So I just want them to cook on the sides as easily as possible, but be sure and cook your eggs your own way, whether you like them scrambled, over easy, or what have you. I'm cooking the eggs in real time because I want you guys to see that it doesn't take the eggs long, even over medium heat, to come together easily and cook. So that shows you don't have to have the heat so high and blasting to cook your eggs. And then my tortilla is going to go down. And you're just going to toast your tortilla in a pan over direct heat or on that griddle on both sides until it's nice and warm. And then you just add your ingredients in. I'm going to go in with my potatoes and sausage, and then I'm going to top that with my eggs. All right, when it comes down to wrapping the burrito, you can do one of two things. You can close both ends or you can close one end. And in this instance, I'm just going to close one end closest to you. I'm just going to tuck the side, just like that. And then I'm just going to give the burrito a roll. You may lose a few ingredients out the other side. All you have to do is tuck those in and you're ready to go. Or you can tuck both ends like I've done here, cut them in half, and you are out the door. Thanks for joining me, guys. For these recipes and more, go to gdseasoning.com, and I'll see you next time.